Have you noticed this messaging before?
If you grind on Monday, and you grind on Tuesday, and you grind on Wednesday.
I mean, I guess how could you not? It's absolutely everywhere. Okay, but how do you do it? Like, nobody's talking about the how. So today we're gonna talk about 2 healthy morning habits on how to do this. And it's specifically focused on the how. So it's gonna be really easy. It's gonna set up both your body and brain to be able to do this. And I'm gonna show you how it's gonna immediately affect your day, and days add up to weeks, weeks add up to months. I mean, I don't have to keep doing the math for you. This has the ability to really change and impact your whole entire life. And if you're anything like me, God, I hope you're not, you want to know that your time and energy are well spent and you want results fast. So I promise you, if you do these 2 things, it's like Instacart. Same day delivery. So this leads us to the first one of the 2. We've all been told, like since we were little kids, that we are supposed to eat breakfast every single day. And there are so many choices for breakfast. Omelets, pancakes, bagels, cereals. I mean, so many super delicious options. And some of them are ridiculously delicious. Let's get real about some breakfast foods. Y'all, this is the same as this. So you're telling me doing and having this for breakfast is a good idea? Unfortunately, the really high sugar options send you and your blood glucose levels on a joyride. So you eat the high sugar, tons of glucose enters your bloodstream, and it reaches a peak. And at that point, you're feeling really good, you got lots of energy, but we know what follows a peak, right? So your blood sugar levels start to crash, you start to crash, and you're left with no energy. And this whole process puts a lot of stress on your body and your brain. If you've ever had that mid-morning slump, you know, like you would give anything for a nap, and you are so jonesing for something to eat, you're scavenging chocolate from your coworkers. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, and then to make matters worse, when we have too much caffeine, it triggers the production of the stress hormone cortisol, which is bad enough, but our natural cortisol levels are actually highest in the morning. So when we add caffeine, we are doubling down on our stress. And all of this has the makings of a huge disaster. So what is the best thing to eat for breakfast? The answer is protein. Protein slows the release of glucose, energy, into our bloodstream so that you don't have that mid-morning slump where you are just trying to keep your eyes open and your face engaged on that Zoom call. This also means that you are gonna have better mental focus and productivity. You're not gonna be irritable, and most importantly, you're not gonna be hangry.
Hey Jenny, don't forget we have dinner with my family tonight.
What? No, I told you I couldn't do it tonight. I've got so much stuff to do and I have to get caught up.
Man, it's kind of into you.
Okay, Jenny, how much protein? This is not going to involve you having to measure things. You're simply just going to use your hand. The amount of protein that you should have at breakfast is the same size as the palm of your hand, both diameter and thickness. So maybe you're gonna have like chicken or turkey sausage or breakfast ham, all right? So just put it into the context of diameter and thickness. Maybe you want nut butter as your protein. That would be a lot of nut butter. So same diameter, but more so just a thin layer. And then things like cottage cheese, yogurt, any sort of dairy product, beans, you're just gonna change the shape of your hand into a handful. So how much would just stay in a handful? Eggs, I would say about like 2 eggs would fit into the hand of most normal humans. And if you don't believe me, this girl eats this to do this. And this guy, he not only eats this to do this, but he also does this. Which brings us to our second healthy morning habit. And this one is specifically for your brain. It is grounded in science. It's supported by multiple research studies. It's an IV for your brain. What is it? Intention and visualization. Now, I know you might be thinking, come on, Jenny, are we gonna really do this like woo-woo, hocus pocus kind of thing? But almost all successful professional athletes do this. 70 to 90% of Olympians do this. Sit down with your calendar or your to-do list and ask yourself these 3 questions. Who needs my full and best energy today at work? Who needs it at home? How do I want to show up with certain people? In certain meetings? On certain projects? At home? And what do I need to accomplish these? And as you think about this question, visualize yourself in these scenarios and then really visualize giving your full and best energy to who or what is really important. Because science shows that when we visualize ourselves doing something, it actually increases the odds that we'll do it. So if you start your day with protein, not a muffin, and your IV, you're sure to have a fantastic day. Now, speaking of morning routines, maybe you like to work out in the morning, but sometimes that alarm goes off and you're like, I can't, I just want to sleep. And you're like, okay, what do I do? Do I skip my workout? Do I get more sleep? Common question, and I have the answer. Just watch this video.